Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Nerdy Network News. I'm here with Jesse and Chris as always. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Wow, you guys are so off of it today.
What are you talking about? I'm great.
I'm good.
You always come in with that.
I'm good.
I'm doing great.
You, Chris, you always come in with that you sound like Tony the Tiger from the cereal commercials. I'm great.
You sound like one of my customers at work, bro, that just want you to be just out there, nah.
And then Jesse's always like,
I'm good.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
What's
up, bro?
What it do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit that hell. What's up, bro? Next time I'm at work.
Next time you're at work. So, everyone doing okay? It's the week before Christmas. Star Wars The Force Awakens came out today.
Came out yesterday. Night.
Thank you, Jesse.
Well, it came
Thank
out.
you.
Came
yesterday
out Thursday night. Okay, Thursday night. The official release date on the 18th. Whatever.
No, the official release was Thursday night.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's why people bought their tickets at 8 o'clock.
You know what?
That's why it sold out at 8 o'clock.
You know
9
what?
o'clock.
Tell you guys.
Tell him, Chris.
12 o'clock.
Have you watched it yet?
Yes.
Liar. He hasn't
Prove
seen
it.
anything. Prove it. What happened in the movie?
You proving I whip out my ticket.
What happened in the movie?
Let's keep this rated E for everyone.
Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of your ticket. Show me the ticket.
I actually left it with the girls.
Show me transaction report.
She bought the ticket.
Show me her transaction report.
She bought the cash.
Show me the
straight food
receipts.
stamps.
The receipt was
Okay, I haven't seen it yet. I plan to see it probably on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day?
Yeah.
What? Let's go tomorrow. Everyone's going tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow.
It's probably already sold out tomorrow.
Saturday.
Star Wars, bro.
It's not gonna be sold out.
It's gonna be sold
Believe me,
out.
it's not gonna be
It's
sold
Star Wars.
There's always gonna be those losers that want to get the last minute.
Sit at the very front.
Me. That's
Oh
me
yeah.
right there.
See, I can't see a movie and sit in the front.
Oh, we can.
I cannot do that.
And we will. For Nerdy Network News.
Your head's gonna be hurting just by looking.
I know you're just standing there. Oh man, that's terrible. Like for Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, I bought my ticket. It was no assigned seatings back then.
Oh man.
All the seats were taken, and I ended up having to stand up.
I love that stuff.
For real?
No, this is a true story.
Yeah, that did happen
Wait.
because I remember I watched a Valentine's movie once when I used to have a girlfriend, and we went to go watch this movie, and then some guys had to sit on the stairway.
So they still sold their tickets even though the
Yeah,
seats
yeah.
were sold out.
Yeah,
sold
they still sold tickets even though
Oh,
we sold out.
hold on, wait a minute. You had a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wow,
No, right? Surprising.
that's crazy.
It was like 50 years ago.
Mr. Nerdy Network News.
I know.
He had a girlfriend at one point in time.
I know, right? And I am Mr. Nerdy Network News.
He is Mr. Nerdy.
Nerdy just says it all.
That's
Wait.
still though. I can't.
Jesse's
I
missus.
can't stand there. I can't sit there and just watch a movie in the stairs.
You know, that was funny though because the guy just sat on the stairs.
For a whole.
Him and his girlfriend, yeah, they sat on the stairs.
What?
Because I remember we were sitting at the front already, and the guy came up and says damn, there's no more seats. He just sat on the stairs.
What?
Right there on the stairs. And I was like, his girlfriend sat on his lap, and I was like,
I hope you got this.
That's a good Valentine's Day.
that
movie.
is what's up. I was like, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, what movie was it called? It was one with Kevin Hart.
Right along.
Nah, it was a Valentine's movie. It was Last Night or something like that.
Oh, About Last Night?
Yeah, About Last Night. Yeah, I watched that.
That's a good ass movie.
Yeah, that's the one I watched. About Last Night, so that's the one it was. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with all things nerdy, all things networky, and of course the news. So first thing that we have to talk about that I think is pretty big. Super Mario Galaxy is coming to the Wii U, but it's a port. It's not an HD remake. It's not anything like that. So, first question that I'm going to bring up to you guys is: should they make an HD remake instead of making a port of the Wii U version?
It should be updated, remastered, because it's on the next system, so why wouldn't it be?
By the way, Paula, make a brief description of what is a port. What is?
So, port is like if a game came out for the Wii for the GameCube or the 64, Super Nintendo, or the original Nintendo. It's just that same game is brought over to the current console, so the Wii U.
So basically, no graphics improved, nothing.
Yeah, there's no improvement. They grab that game that they had, they
copy and paste.
They bring it over, copy and paste for
raw image, nothing.
Yeah, so in a remake is like they add stuff to it, they improve the graphics, they do all that stuff to it. So they just ported this. This came out for the Wii. I don't remember what year Super Mario Galaxy came out. I have Super Mario Galaxy. I have Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't remember when they came out, but I know for this point they're going to bring the same graphics that I had on the Wii over to the Wii U, which they were for an HD console. So that's the question. Should they have kept it a port, or should they have made it an HD remake? That's the question I'm bringing up to you guys.
I think they're ripping you off. They're not doing an HD remake.
Because, well, to bring up that point, they have Super Mario Galaxy 2 already ported. They don't have Super Mario Galaxy ported.
Hold on. Do you have to pay for these copies?
Yeah, you do.
You're getting ripped off.
It'd be better. You know how the Halo game had that little thing where you could press a button and it automatically switches
go back
to...
and forth? That was cool.
Right,
That was an HD.
That was a pretty cool feature, but
it'd be good if they do that, That way you could have a little, best of both worlds type of thing, But
I would have really liked to see this game in I personally would have liked to see this game in an HD remake. Just because Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii was already beautiful to begin with, like everything they had going with it, the art style and the connections. But I would have loved to seen how it looked in HD, in the HD collection. Cause Super Mario Galaxy is like based in outer space, so they have all that all that kind of stuff. And I'm really obsessed with space. Like I love it. So I would have liked to seen what it looked like in an HD remake instead of a port.
Yeah, like in most Mario games, they have very vivid colors too. So getting that HD remake would make it so much better. Just like with the Halo, like that was amazing.
That is true. That's a good point that you bring up. The most Mario games are really bright and colorful compared to the other games that are trying to be more dark and gritty nowadays.
Yeah.
Mario games are they have all these colors, they have all this. And I mean, if you want to look at Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario New Super Mario Brothers U, the colors on that are so bright and vivid, and even though the Wii U can't put out the same processing power as a PlayStation 4
it comes out like a clear picture,
or Xbox One.
Yeah,
the stuff they put out on the Wii U for that stuff is done so well that you can't even tell the difference sometimes.
You'll probably think still what is it, 1080p or one.
Yeah, it's because I mean. And then again, the games that Nintendo make, they're so bright and colorful. They don't have all this extra texture and all these extra details to them.
Yeah, it doesn't need it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't need it, so it's able to run. They can upscale it to 1080p.
Cause see, one of the most beautiful games I ever seen was the Super Mario Sunshine. And that's one of the Mario games I stand behind, 100%.
See, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen is Pikmin 3.
See, I haven't played that.
Pikmin 3 on the Wii U was amazing. Like the water on there, it looks like water. It's not just this blue thing that they added onto the. It's just so realistic with it. It's one of the most realistic games I've seen.
You know what? That reminds me of Just Cause 3 Under the Water looks amazing, but there's really not much at all to do there, except for drowned.
But that's another question I was going to bring up. Should they be working on an HD remake for Mario?
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not.
Of course, yeah.
Do you think they should be doing that, or should they just port these games over?
They should make at least make an HD version of it, That way you
But which Mario game would you like to see HD remake?
Sunshine.
Sunshine?
Yeah, I agree with Chris. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
That was a good game.
That was a good game.
What about Super Mario 64?
Sunshine.
You still prefer Sunshine?
Oh,
yeah. It hasn't there already been a remake for that, but it was for the Nintendo DS, right?
Yeah, it was for the DS. But I mean the HD remake.
Still Sunshine.
Yeah.
Still Sunshine?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand behind Sunshine.
Still Sunshine. Sunshine I think is the best one. It had the most colors and brightness out of all of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. They really captured the sun concept too. With I don't know. I'm a big fan of art, and that was awesome.
Yeah, it reminded me of Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
It was a good game. It really was. I'm trying to think of other Mario games.
You know, even for a dark one, Luigi's Mansion was.
I would love to see an HD remake of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion is probably my favorite game on the GameCube. It is my second favorite game of all time.
I watched my brother play it, but I watched him. It was a pretty good game.
Luigi's Mansion is my second favorite game of all time. My favorite game of all time is Star Wars Republic Commandos. But Luigi's Mansion is easily my second favorite. That's the first game I ever beat by myself when I was a kid.
Well, where does Mass Effect stand with you, Pablo?
Mass Effect? It's not in the top 10.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Nah, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I love Mass Effect. I really, really, really love Mass Effect, but it's not in the top 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how me and Pablo became friends.
We
were working together, and we started talking about Mass Effect.
That is true, actually. Yeah, that's exactly how we became friends. We were talking. It was when Mass Effect. Was it Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 had just come out, and we were talking about how the things work out and everything.
So after work, you did some Mass Effect and chill.
We did some Mass Effect and chill.
Wow.
That sounds wrong.
And it ended up pretty well, right, Chris?
Yeah.
It ended up pretty well, too. Wow.
It's been, what, 2 years now?
2 years strong.
A little bit longer than that, wasn't it?
Was it 3 years now?
Yeah, 3 years now.
3 years of straight Mass Effect and chill.
And then we got Charles to play Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And it included Charles.
He loved
Charles, Chris,
Mr. Sunshine.
Pablo,
I know.
Straight Mass Effect and chill. Wow.
He would always complain about him too.
Mr. Sunshine.
There's too many planets.
And you complained about him too.
He would always talk about the Xbox and was like, "You need to play Mass Effect." And then one day he played it and he was like, he was like obsessed with it after a while.
Yeah, he couldn't put it down. Then he wanted to do everything.
He wanted to do everything.
You wanted to do everything when you were Mass Effect.
He would go.
Jesse, shut up.
He would find the biggest planet he can and drill all those resources out of it.
Wow, the biggest planet drill, the resources out of it.
I'm just trying to feel the fire.
Be quiet, Jesse. Anyway, yeah, I remember Charles.
Man, I missed out on that.
Yeah, Charles. I remember I told him about it. I remember Chuck told him about it, and then I remember you told him about it, and then he finally bought the game, and he was like, "I want to go see him one day." He was like, "So that Mass Effect game?" I was like, "You finally played it?" He's like, "Yeah."
He bought all three.
He bought all three.
He beat all of them, then he replayed all of them.
But yeah, it's that's like as far as like Mass Effect is a great game, but it's not in my top 10.
Okay.
My top 10 list has a lot of Mario games in it.
Can we elaborate on that?
Let's see. So my first game, my favorite game of all time is Star Wars Republic Commandos.
That's a respectful choice.
That is my favorite game of all time. Even though I know a lot of people don't know about it, that's my favorite game of all time. My second favorite game is Luigi's Mansion. My third favorite game is a Game Boy Advance game. It's WarioWare 4. No, not WarioWare 4. Wario Land 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wario Land 4 was a great game. Like my heart runs with Star Fox. Star Fox is like my favorite series in the Nintendo.
Star Fox 64?
No, Star Fox Assault. Even though I know a lot of people don't like Star Fox Assault, I love the Star Fox Assault. And then after that, I would have to say my fifth favorite game of all time is probably the original Star Wars Battlefront.
Okay, the first one, not the second.
Yeah, the first one, like the original one that came out, the very first one, is one of my favorite games of all time. Then Final Fantasy X. I would have to say Final Fantasy X. I love Final Fantasy X for whatever reason. I really loved it a lot. Final Fantasy VI on the Super Nintendo, like, I just loved it also. So that's number 7. My eighth favorite game, that is Super Mario 3. And not the original one for the Nintendo Entertainment System, for the Super Nintendo, the remake of it. And then Super Mario Bros, the original Super Mario Bros.
Hell yeah, that one goes hard, bro.
For the one for the Super Nintendo as well. And then, like, just out of memory and fondness, like, Donkey Kong 64.
That one hard.
Talking about that's the one with the cassette is yellow.
Yeah, the yellow cartridge. Donkey Kong 64, because I remember I was back in the day when I was like it was some hard times for my family, right? So like I remember, I would never see my dad. I would only see him on Sunday, but my dad would wake up like early, like super early. Like I would wake up at 7 a.m. He would be up like at 6 something, and we would just get up and he would play Donkey Kong 64 with me, and that's why Donkey Kong 64 has like one of the like just has like these deep rooted memories into like in my heart. So
just in that game too, didn't when you bought it, it came with this little red memory.
The Rumble Pack.
Yeah.
The extension pack. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was actually a memory card.
Yeah.
What was it really? Was it a memory card?
It was to help like the Nintendo 64 have more processing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because that game was so big, it didn't fit on the original Nintendo 64.
So no wonder you couldn't play with the regular.
Yeah,
thing
you couldn't play with it. Yes, you had to take that out and put in the red one in there.
Well, that's pretty cool, bro.
So that is my top 10 list of all time.
Like that, you know, when you play as Diddy Kong, you had them little 2 guns, and you shoot peanuts out of it.
Yeah.
Thing was throw.
Donkey Kong rap, coconut gun, peanut gun, the pineapple bazooka, the feather bow and arrow.
I like
and then
the
grape. What's it called? Damn it, I forgot what it's called. It's like that blow dart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the grape blow dart or something like that.
That was badass, bro. Playing against other people and stuff.
That game was crazy. Yeah, I loved that game.
Should be sponsored by Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom. Yes. But anyway, yeah. So okay. So we said they should make an HD remake, right? I agree with you guys. So that's a 3. That's a 3 out of 3 unanimous decision. And then we talked that you and Jesse said Super Mario Sunshine for they should work on it. I said Super Mario 64. But I don't know. I really like Super Mario 64 over Super Mario Sunshine. But yeah, that's that. That's that for that episode. Over here. The what?
So we got an oddball.
Yeah, of course. I always like to play devil's advocate. So next thing that we're going to talk about is Super Smash Bros. Direct. So this is the last wave of DLC for Super Smash Bros. It came out in 2014. Did it?
I believe so.
I think it was 2014. Yeah. I think it was 2014. I believe it. Or was it this year?
No, it's probably 2014.
2014.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
I think it was too. I think it was because I remember the holiday season passing by.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last year.
So this is the last wave of DLC. Anyway, this is the last wave of DLC coming out for Super Smash Bros. And the number one voted character that they wanted on Super Smash Bros. Was Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1 and 2. The next guy was Cloud from Final Fantasy 7, and then they added Corrin from. Was it Corrin? I forget how to pronounce his name. From Fire Emblem. So, what do you guys think of the choices so far?
I think they're pretty good, but how about Korn, the band? I'm just messing. Oh, okay. I'm not too sure. I haven't actually played too much into the Super Smash Bros. More recent series. But Jesse, you're mentioning some pretty cool candidates earlier.
I mean, like those candidates, there's like no way that's gonna.
There's no way, but
there's no way that's gonna happen.
I mean, I was reading that it could have been Goku.
There's no way.
No, but I highly doubt they will be in there.
There's no way that's gonna happen. I mean, the last wave had Lucas from Fire Emblem. They had Ryu from Street Fighter. Did they have another Fire Emblem character in there? I don't remember. They had Ryu. They had Mewtwo.
That's awesome.
And yeah, Mewtwo was good.
I got his amiibo, by the way.
Must be nice.
I got his amiibo. I went to
GameStop.
I went to GameStop and I was like, I need the Mewtwo amiibo. You need to have it.
You should have told me I would have bought it for you that one day.
I got it that one day. Well, that's what I always tell you. Text me when you go to GameStop so I can know.
I did.
You didn't text me.
I did text you. I was like, oh yeah, I text you afterwards.
Yeah, you texted me after. Like, you left already. You're like, oh, they had a Mewtwo amiibo there. And I was like, oh yeah, get it for me. And you were like, oh.
Oh yeah, I already left.
Like, I'm gone already. I'm like, oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks for the text.
Hey, just a tip. You got it though.
I did get it though. I did. That is true.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. But anyway. So they added Mewtwo. They had Lucas. They had Ryu. I want to get that Ryu amiibo, FYI. and then so they added Bayonetta, Cloud, and the other Fire Emblem character. So my question here is like, they have so many Fire Emblem characters. They have Marth, they have Ike, they have Roy, they have Lucina, and then they have this new guy, and I think I'm missing someone else. No, not Lucina. I have somebody else, and then I think I'm missing one more person. They have like 6 Fire Emblem characters total. Do you think they added too many Fire Emblem characters on the Super Smash Bros. Series?
I think so, because my experience from the older Fire Emblems was just like more of a strategy game. You don't really get to see these people fighting.
Like in Smash Bros. Melee, they had Marth and Roy. In Brawl, they had Marth and Ike.
Huh. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's just kind of weird.
Like, now they went from 2 characters for each game to 6 characters.
What do they do? Throw grenades and shoot guns or what?
No, they're all sword wielders.
Yeah, it's still a little bit too much. Like, too many characters.
Yeah. They added a lot of Pokemon characters, too.
Any honorable mentions?
They have Pikachu, they have Lucario, they have Mewtwo, they have Jigglypuff, they have Charizard, they have Mewtwo.
Isn't there a little character where you can switch out from Bulbasaur to...
That was on Brawl.
That was on Brawl.
Yeah, not on the new one.
They should just throw Ditto in there.
Oh, and they had Greninja. They had Greninja, too.
How would Ditto fight, bro? What the...
You just copy whoever's in front of them.
Yeah, that's true. It was like Kirby. So they had a lot of Pokemon representation also. Like, here's the thing though. Like, here's what I'm trying to say. Like, Mario is the biggest franchise Nintendo has. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like, obviously, it's the number 1 franchise, video game franchise in the world. Like, no one's even close to what Mario's done. But yet, they have Mario, they have Luigi, they have Peach, and Bowser. But Fire Emblem, which is not even close to what Mario has sold, has 6 characters. Or 7. And Pokemon, which is the second best-selling franchise of all time, has 7 characters. Like, if anything, wouldn't they have added more Mario characters than...
Maybe they're trying to save money on software since they're all sword-wielding characters.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. You see, because this guy, he switches between male and female also. Just like, so he switches between male and female, but that's like so much representation between the Fire Emblem series. Do you think they needed so much? You think they're trying to promote this whole Fire Emblem thing, or like, what do you think they're trying to do?
Might be trying to make that franchise a little bit bigger. Because the strategy games are really growing, but I just don't see that in a sword-wielding character. Any thoughts?
I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just so many characters off that one, series, I guess you could say.
I mean, there's so many other characters they could have added from a different series, like Star Fox, like
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil's in Nintendo.
They've been in the other Smash Bros. Games.
No, not Resident Evil.
I could have sworn they were.
Yeah, pretty
Resident
sure.
Evil's never been in a Smash Bros. Game.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. No, unless I'm tripping, but
I might be tripping too.
Thinking Metal Gear Solid?
Metal Gear Solid, yeah, he was there too, but I'm pretty sure. Because that dude, he had a rocket launcher and stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
That's Metal Gear Solid. That's Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Really? Oh, why am I thinking Resident Evil then? Or what are you...
Well, I know there was a Capcom where they had them too.
They had the one girl and the one guy from...
That's Marvel vs. Capcom, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know, this may have been just pure confusion, but...
Probably.
Continue.
So anyway, like, that's the representation. Like, they have so much representation. So compared to a game like Metroid, that has Samus and Zero Suit Samus. Like, couldn't they have added somebody from the Metroid Prime, like from the Metroid series, to be in the game instead of somebody from Prime? Like maybe Dark Samus, or Ridley,
the same thing.
Or Ridley, who people like want Ridley, or just a random character from Metroid.
Like one thing I kind of didn't really like was they had what was that one dude with the he has some wings, and then like there was 2 versions of him. But
Pit and Dark Pit.
Yeah, like it was basically the same thing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do feel pretty much the same.
Except one dude had a hammer and
The other dude had like
I don't know. He just had a bow and arrow, I think.
I need that amiibo. I need Dark Pit amiibo.
Well, you know, I got an idea. This will be a great just add-on since Minecraft is going to Wii U. Why not have Steve?
Steve from Wii U. That would have been pretty nice.
Yeah, Smash Bros.
Yeah.
They could work that out. He could throw little blocks.
Yeah, that could be possible. Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good one. I would have preferred to see Steve than another Fire Emblem character. I mean, or another Pokemon character, because Pokemon has so many... Pokemon and Fire Emblem have the most representation out of any other series. Like, there's so many other series they could have added. They could have added the Donkey Kong series. They could have added Pikmin. They could have added Star Fox. They could have added Yoshi. They could have added so many other franchises besides Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem had a lot of love on this Smash Bros. Game, and so did Pokemon. So I mean, like Star Fox, they could have added maybe Crystal or Wolf again, or somebody else. Ooh, excuse me. Or they could have added someone from the Pikmin series again, or they could have added someone from.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. I mean, they have the villager. They could have added someone else there.
Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of potential with it having so many crossovers.
Yeah, the WarioWare games. They could have added someone from that. They could have added so many other people besides someone from Fire Emblem. They could have added another Mega Man character. They could have added another Sonic character. Yeah. Even though they are getting Sonic DLC skin, like for Knuckles and Tails.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, they could have done so much more than another Fire Emblem character, but for whatever reason, they chose Fire Emblem, they chose Pokemon, and then like another Final Fantasy character. I would like to see somebody from another Final Fantasy in there. But Nintendo's Nintendo, and they're gonna do what they want to do. So it's okay. So another thing that we got to talk about is Sony recently announced a partnership with Kojima, which Kojima has been released from Konami Productions on December 15th of 2015. And he announced that he was going to have his own studio called Kojima Productions. And he is working on... His first game is going to be a PlayStation exclusive. So, question is, what do we think his new game is going to be? Kojima is known for working on franchises like Silent Hill and Metal Gear Solid, which is probably like his most popular franchise. What do you think this is going to be?
I think it's going to be a Silent Hill game.
Silent Hill?
I think Metal Gear Solid.
Konami owns the rights to those games. So you think something similar to Silent Hill?
It could be, because especially with the VR coming out the way it is. I mean, a good horror game.
I would love that. I've talked about this before on this channel. A good horror game for VR is the way to go. Horror games are the perfect games for VR, for virtual reality.
It just needs to come with a warning sign. You are guaranteed to lose sleep.
Horror games, like I said, are the perfect games.
I mean, if they do something like Silent Hill and you're just like, you're by yourself in the dark playing this, you're going to be scared.
Because the first game I know that's going to be horror based on VR is going to be Until Dawn, the DLC.
Till Dawn.
That's the PlayStation exclusive that came out not so long ago.
Okay, is that the one where the guy has a knife and like the girl's in the living room? It's a real horror movie?
Yeah. No.
Okay, yeah. That one?
That's the first one that we know. We've talked about this. That's the first one I know is going to have like VR. But I think horror games are like the perfect games to have for VR. So like a Silent Hill predecessor or something that has to do with Silent Hill or something that has those factors into it for PlayStation VR, I think that's like the perfect game for a VR game.
I could just imagine now just looking up at a giant jester head demon and just being scared.
I mean, it's just perfect because horror movies and horror games are all about feeling interactive, feeling like you're in the game. So, like, having the VR is just perfect for it because you feel like you're the person in there. But then again, like, how deep are you going to be into it that you're going to be, like, reacting around in the real world?
And some of the people might get traumatized about
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to feel like once you take off the helmet? Like,
oh, you're going to lose sleep. I can guarantee that.
Yeah. Just like some people lose sleep after, watching a scary movie.
Yeah.
Hey, you pointed the finger at me. I'm pretty sure you lost sleep that day too, Jess.
Who was saying prayers in the movie theater?
Good.
What?
Who was saying prayers in the movie theater? Jesse.
Nah, hell no.
I wasn't there.
Jesse blocked his ears. I grabbed my rosary.
What were you guys watching?
What was it?
Well, it wasn't The Conjuring.
Was it The Conjuring? I think it was The Conjuring.
All that mumbo jumbo, whatever you want to call it. All that stuff they be saying on.
Yeah, like once they started doing all that religious stuff, I was like, oh. No.
I don't mess with none of that stuff, bro. I don't touch.
I'm not the most religious person in the world, but once they started talking about it, I'm like, I don't want to mess with that stuff either. I don't want just keep it away from me.
No, like I said, I don't like to touch on it. Or
who was there with us that day? It was me, you, Rolando, Diego, and Grandpa.
I think so.
Yeah.
They saw a movie with their grandpa.
Yeah. Nah, not literally our grandpa.
It was a joke.
It was our grandpa. Yeah, that's the guy who was. I got stuck in between Rolando and Grandpa, so I was like, damn, these people talk too much.
Yeah.
Man.
These are cool people. But yeah, I don't like
Rolando and Grandpa were like trying to talk in between. I was like in between them, and they were trying to talk to each other. I was like, trying to watch a movie here, guys.
Just to throw us back out there while we're still on the topic of VR, I would love to see a good Mega Man game.
Mega Man game on VR?
Yeah. Rolling around with a little blaster.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't feel like they've made a good Mega Man game in years.
3D or platform?
3D.
I like it 3D. Hey.
Yeah.
3D gaming?
Because the platform
3D open world or a platformer?
Oh, you could do like the level kind of platform or sandbox areas.
Platformer?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I think, but I still think games like Resident Evil, like Until Dawn, like Silent Hill, like
The Condemned from Xbox, but yeah.
All those games.
Ooh,
like all those games I think are perfect for VR.
They should bring back Manhunt into VR.
You know what else I think VR is going to be good for? First person shooters.
Yeah. Just when you're trying to throw your grenades, be careful, guys.
Like Call of Duty type of thing, where you just...
It'd be Call of Duty, but it's going to be kind of hard with the movement, wouldn't it?
You know what, but like now, because we're like getting really obscure from the Kojima topic.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Anyway, we're like really jumping out of way, so I'm just going to bring this up. So we were already talking about that. So PlayStation VR is going to have an external unit that's the size of a Wii U. That's the size of a Wii, I'm sorry. And it's going to help render graphics, and they said it would be the size of a Wii U. So is that a turn-off or a turn-off for you guys?
Me, I can understand it with the capabilities, like from the graphics that I saw for the trailer of the Robinson,
yeah.
Yeah, that the graphics look amazing, and if it's going to a VR sense, and if it wasn't just a cinema and that's actual gameplay that they're showing, amazing.
I'm trying to think because so having your VR headset hooked up to another set and then having that hooked to your PlayStation, that's kind of unappealing to me.
Why is that?
Because you have to have three. So you're literally having three processors. So you have your PlayStation, then you have your processor, and then you have your VR headset. Like you're not gonna have that free motion flow that most people think they're gonna have with the VR. You know what I'm saying?
But then that's what you gotta have to experience. Some good quality.
Well, that's true, but you probably strap the wires behind your back and. Kind of like going to the gym with your headphones.
I mean, that's a whole different topic, though. Because, that whole processing unit, I thought... Because they're also selling this thing for, a super high expensive price. From what I've known, from what I've heard from rumors, it's going to cost you about the same as a console. So, is that a turn-off having to have that extra processing unit?
Well, if the wires...
Because you don't have the same freedom that you would from just having a free headset or something like that.
Maybe they could throw in a wireless upgrade
Yeah,
But
that'd be nice. A wireless upgrade. I mean, he's probably expecting some Google Glass stuff. Where you can.
I'm not expecting Google Glass, but I'm expecting.
It's like it's just nothing heavy. Anything just.
Like I was expecting the headset by itself. I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe have a Bluetooth connection to the.
I mean, it probably is, but it's gonna cost extra.
No. But like, I mean, you're gonna have to use something else. You're gonna have to connect that headset to
the processor,
the processor, and then
the
that
PS4.
processor is gonna have to be connected to PS4.
And maybe they could Bluetooth the headset to the processor and just do a wired connection to the PlayStation.
How much would that help, though?
I mean, as long as you get some, you don't want to sacrifice mobility either. Because if you're really
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So this is a turn off because of the mobility thing.
Yeah, I guess we have to get more hands on before we could really tell. But if it's you got to strap wires behind your back and hold these little wands, it's gonna kind of suck.
It is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how much does this push it back? Like, I don't know. Like Oculus Rift, they haven't said anything about a processor for their virtual reality stuff. And then the PlayStation VR is supposed to, like, from rumors I've heard personally, is coming out in 2016. So that is less than a few days from now.
Yeah, so I mean, once we get a month and we get more titles released, then we're gonna need to see a little bit more of the gameplay. Because on the PlayStation Experience, they showed these two guys. It was glitchy, and the guy lost his hands in the gameplay.
Which one was it? Was it a shooting game?
No, it's just two guys are standing on a platform, and they have like a frisbee. They throw it off a wall, and it bounces back. Then they're talking about doing some kind of jousting thing.
I don't remember. So, I mean, I remember on Paris Game Week, they showed Robinson's Journey, the one we saw. They showed, I forgot what else they showed. Showed a couple games for that. I know Psychonauts coming to VR Until Dawn. And what else?
This is like one of those more generic games, kind of like how the Kinect had
that Eagle game.
Oh yeah, Eagle Eye
for Ubisoft. So we got a couple of things coming to VR for the moment. I mean, I just don't like the whole fact that it's going to be connected to a processor. I don't really like that. I like when I think of VR, I think of free movement and free headset.
That's true, though. I mean, you'd want something that you won't have to, think. Like, you won't have to think about how heavy it's going to be on your head or, any of that.
I mean, it's just the first step towards something else. I mean, look, we got
the
cars driving themselves.
I mean, like, those are some of the, anyway, besides that, some of the best games that I can think of for VR is going to be a horror game, a shooter, a first-person shooter, and then probably, like, racing games. Those are the best ones I can think of. Those are the best ones I can... Because platformers, I don't think they're going to do that.
No, it wouldn't... I don't think it would work with platformers.
Yeah, platformers wouldn't work that well.
Racing games, I mean, you could already put yourself literally behind the wheel, like on Grand Theft Auto or anything,
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Action games? I don't know if action games will work that well with...
I mean, the ones that would take the biggest effect would be, like, scary games,
Yeah, like, definitely
horror games.
Like, horror games are going to, like, dominate VR for, like, the first couple of years, I think. That's my personal opinion.
A couple heart attacks later.
Horror games and shooting games, yeah, basically.
Horror FPS, but I still think horror games are going to still dominate more than...
Now, imagine playing an RPG on VR.
I don't think they're going to take off that fast on VR.
I think it's going to be close to impossible to play.
Horror games for sure.
Yeah.
First-person shooters, then racing games. Or simulation games.
Ace Combat coming out.
And then RPGs, that might take a little while for them to bring out. Personally, that's what I think. But let's go ahead and jump into another PlayStation topic that we were talking about. So recently, Parappa the Rapper 2 got announced that it was going to come out for the PlayStation 4. So it's one of those games that came out for PlayStation 2. And then Sony also announced that a PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 4 hashtag They want to hear what games we want for the PlayStation 2 to come out on the PlayStation 4. So, what games do we want for the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 4? Any suggestions?
Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City.
Vice City, yeah. Vice City was the best one.
San Andreas.
You know, I would like to see a remastered version of Vice City.
Vice City was one of the best games on PS2.
Yeah, this is true. I'll second that. Some DBZ Budokai.
Budokai.
Yeah. You know, some of the old Twisted Metal games.
Twisted Metal Black. Let's see. There's a lot. Some Dark Cloud.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 10.
Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2. For PlayStation 4, they already did their remakes though.
Yeah.
So games like maybe
Shadow of Colossus.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'm not a fan of Shadow of Colossus actually. I'm not a fan of those. Like I know a lot of people like Shadow of Colossus, but I'm not a big fan of Shadow of Colossus. I just really didn't like them. Like honestly, respectfully, like I know a lot of people enjoyed them. Me personally, I didn't really like Shadow of Colossus.
To me, I think it's one of the best games ever.
Like I would like to see, like again, the original Battlefront games.
The original God of War.
The original God of War, that'd be a good one.
Did you ever play the game on Sly?
Which one? Sly Cooper?
Yeah.
Sly Cooper for the PlayStation 4, that'd be a good one. The original Sly Cooper games.
Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal.
Ratchet and Clank for sure.
Man, not.
And this is probably like the first time I said it, but of Jack and Daxter.
You said it before.
Jack and Daxter, yeah, you said that before too. Some of the original Tekkens, I think some of the original Tekkens would be pretty nice on there.
Yeah, that Tekken Tag and
Yeah, Tekken.
the original Tekken Tag.
Medal of Honor Rising Sun.
Also, there's one a lot. The Prince of Persia, the Two Thrones, where he has a little sword at the bottom and he has like a.
You know, I did not like that one.
You didn't like Prince of Persia?
I liked Prince of Persia, but I did not like the Two Thrones.
What about the original Assassin's Creed?
I've only played those on 360.
I think some of them were on the PlayStation 2.
I don't know if they were. I only played yeah, I think the first one was on Xbox and PS3. I mean, 360 and PS3.
The Warriors.
Which one?
The Warriors.
The Warriors?
Yeah, that game was
Yeah, the game was
kind of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
Yeah, the big street brawls. Let's see. What's another good one, man? Well, we already said San Andreas.
Resident Evil, Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts would be great.
Dragon Quest, some of the original Shin Megami Tensei games, Max Payne, Okami.
Max Payne. That's weird. This game. Max Payne was pretty tripped out.
Yeah, that newer one was pretty good.
Some of the original Need for Speeds.
Burnout.
The original Silent Hill, or Silent Hill 2s, I'm sorry. Just Cause, the original. Yeah, how about that, Chris?
Got it on. No, I guess it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, I'd like to see that Jet Li game.
Which Jet Li game?
Was it Jet Li or Bruce Lee?
It was Jet Li.
It was Jet Li? The game, yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
That was like the first game where you used like the joysticks to fight.
Really?
pretty
I
cool.
don't remember.
Yeah, it was like an action game. It's like someone like kidnapped your girlfriend or something. Yeah, it's like some kind of triad thing, and it's pretty good.
Crazy Taxi.
That sounds familiar. But anyway, that is all we have for this week on Nerdy Network News, guys. So remember, for all things nerdy, all things networky, and of course the news, keep it here on Nerdy Network News. Stay frosty.
Stay classy.
See y'all next time.
Keep it 1 million.
All the way.